Hi guys, it's your buddy Glasgow here once again. Welcome back to my channel. I know I've been talking on several of my past WWE reviews on how I think that they need to start running Stephanie McMahon. And I thought I'd give you an example of what I would do with the story with her now, just to make Raw a bit more interesting and possibly up its ratings a bit. Now this is just one story. You'd have to do several stories to really get Raw up and running really well. But here's something they should do to get rid of that damn Stephanie problem they have. First, you start with one Raw. You know, of course, you know how she is, and the vengeance little bitch and all that. Well, have her start with on one Raw. She gets some flowers delivered to her. And they're covered up, and I said, "Hey, Steph, some flowers," and she thinks they're from Triple H. And only to open up, they're dead roses. Dead purple roses on top of that. The infamous black roses. And then she reads the card, "See you soon." So we don't know who they're from, So, and that's just on starting Raw. This is going to be a multi-week storyline. Get people interested. Because it will take a while to get people to change up on Stephanie. So, and then the next week, we come in into Steph's office, and at the stadium, only for her to come in, and it's totally trashed. Again, no one knows who's been in her office, and again, she sees a little note with a couple of the dead roses, and she reads it, "Coming soon, I'll see you next week." And that's it. We're going to build this up. And so then the third Raw, following, and she's starting to get a little freaked out. So the third Raw comes up, and here is Triple H. Now she's starting to, during the second Raw, in fact, let's go back to that second Raw. This happens first hour. So then it freaks her out. And of course, what happens when she gets freaked out? She gets mad and starts trying to pull vengeance. So she starts trying to hunt down the wrestler she thinks might be doing it. Might be there. So she starts throwing, she's like, "Why are you trying to do this to me?" And blah, 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 blah. And of course they're all going to deny it. No one's going to be stupid enough to admit it. So she starts throwing the good face guys in random matches that of course they can't win just for punishment. "I'm going to put you in these matches till you swear that till you admit to it. And of course no one does. Matches go both to the face winning to losing in a bad way. That point, it doesn't really matter for the match. So here comes the third Raw. Here comes Triple H. He'd been absent the last Raw. And he comes out to the ring, and he's like, doing his manly stress stuff. He's like, "I don't know which of you guys in the back are trying to scare and threaten my wife. It's gonna be a cold day in hell before I let that happen. Now you all may not want to tell her who you are, but I'm gonna find it out. And I'm gonna come back there and prove it to you all, unless that person who's threatening my wife comes here right now." Of course, no one comes out. He stands at comments. No one comes out and just they get like, "Alright, then you leave me no choice." Boom! He comes back and he starts tearing up the back. He starts muscling his way back, both faces and heels. And this goes on for a little while in the second hour. Only until after a commercial break, after a lot of this is going on, someone come to grab. There's a match going on, and just as it ends, they're like, "Oh my God, we got action in the back! We got action in the back! We go back!" And they show Triple H out on the backstage floor. He's got trainers attending to him, and then because he's clearly been jumped. Because we've seen him through the thing, just smashing people around, having his way with them. And then he finally gets there's no one around to claim anything. Here comes Stephanie. Goes, what happened? What happened? And he got maybe a little blood on him, and he's very disoriented. The only thing you can hear coherently him say is like, "I'll get you, you son of a bitch. Stay away from my wife." And that's it. Everything else is incoherent, and they wind up taking him away in an ambulance. So this makes Stephanie even, more scared. Whether he stays there on Raw or not, it doesn't matter for that night. Here comes Raw number 4. Triple H, of course, is not there because of injuries he sustained previous Raw from the jump. No one knows still who it is. And then, of course, you got Stephanie coming in with still being upset. She's getting a little frizzled and she's worried about her husband. That's understandable. And she realized she gets another note right at the beginning saying one down. So now she's really freaking out, and she's blaming everyone, of course, but not as dramatically as she was on the first one, because you see it starting to get into her skin. She tries to go out there and put on a good show. But, out in the ring, she's like, I'm not afraid of you. You just ain't got the guts. To which all of a sudden she's cut off by the Titantron with an image of her family, of her children. I can't remember if she's got $3 or $2 and a boy, but I think it's $2 and a boy. And of course, Triple H, it's a picture of her house, and Triple H, of course, she's laid up, she has arm, in a sling, a couple of bruises, Now, these don't have to be her actual children, they can get child actors, that's fine, it's no big deal, that's not the merit of the story. But what she does do is, starts giving, and you hear a voiceover saying, Stephanie McMahon. You can't, of course, understand who it is, it's a robotic voice. You hurt my family, so I'm going to hurt yours. I took out your husband. Who should be next? Your son? Or maybe one of your daughters? And of course, you show various images of not just the house, but you show, images of them as being a family out together. So they're clearly stalking her. All this to come back with the final message. You're going to see me. Really. Really soon. Then the Titantron goes off. Now Stephanie's clearly upset. She's going to drop her bad girl persona. She drops her mic, she's done talking about bitch, and she runs back to the back. And she's running back, and she's trying to and she can't find her phone. See, then after the next barrack, you can see her trying to flip through her bags and everything, and she can't find her phone, and she goes out and she just grabs her stuff and starts leaving the building. And so someone says, Stephanie, what's wrong? She goes, I can't find my phone. I gotta get a hold of my family. I gotta go protect my family. To which the guy goes, no. Hunter called. He said everything is fine. He said he is there. He goes, you need to stay on Raw. He goes, he's seen the segment. He's got the kids. They're secure. Everything is fine. Don't worry. And then he's going to send some extra security to you tonight to make sure you're okay. And that's fine. So then Stephanie goes to the rest of the Raw. This is about hour 2. And goes to the rest of the Raw being cautious. Anyone who comes up to her, she's not really sure to be mean to them or not. She starts to crack. She basically says, no one gets to come to her office. No superstar. They go through whoever they're going to have as the commissioner. Whether they have full ASL as the commissioner or whoever it will be at this point, doesn't matter. So that ends that Raw. And then we go to Raw number 5. Now, of course, you're still worried. Triple H is still laid up. Here she comes in wearily and still trying to put on a face, because she kind of broke down last time, but she's trying to reaffirm that she is not afraid. But you kind of see it's not very well there. She's still somewhat afraid. She lets it go through. She'll get to jump every time a superstar comes near her. It's like, hey, Stephanie. And then she'll make some bullshit matches and some fair matches. She's kind of 50-50. And she goes, of course, she's still trying to figure out who it is. And, you got some superstars like, well, who do you think it might be? And blah, 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 blah. Maybe you think it should be someone else. And then which till later maybe after the first hour, she comes in the corner and she turns around. She jumps, of course. You don't see him off camera. She goes, what are you doing here? And then they show it's Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon has to go from SmackDown onto Raw. She's like, you shouldn't be here. In fact, you're probably the one who's doing this. And of course, Shane goes, Stephanie, I'm here as your brother. We don't often see eye to eye, but this has me concerned too. She goes, and I'm going to take care of it. Commercial break. Come up and break. Shane McMahon comes out to the crowd, which I'm sure he's going to get a huge pop, and comes out to the ring with Mike, and he's all, dressed. He's not in the suit, he's into like his street gear. And then he challenges whoever's stalking Stephanie. He goes, I don't know who you are, but me and my sister, we don't agree on everything. But you threatened my nieces and nephew last weekend, and damn it, that's bullshit. You got me to think about. Now you come out here right now, no repercussions. Me and you settle this mano a mano. I don't care who you are. To which, as it starts to say something else, the mic goes dead, and he tries to get it, and you see a couple like explosions by the Titantron. Lights go out. Now the commentator's like, well, what the hell's going on? Blah 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 blah. Trying to act like it's not part of the script, but it is. All of a sudden, the lights come back on, and there Shane Mac is laid out in the middle of the ring. Whether he's got some blood on him or not, it doesn't matter. You see trainers come out. They got cart him out in an ambulance. So then, Stephanie, again upset. She had tended to her brother before he left. Now she's getting really, really, really upset. Now, whether the audience likes this to make her face or keep her heel, it doesn't fucking matter at this point. The story has to be completed. You can't do like the WWE has often doing. When it doesn't work, it just stops. You're going to have to complete this storyline because of what happens at the end of it. So then, here's another point you're going to have to factor. Linda McMahon is now part of the presidential cabinet. So you can't get Vince McMahon in there. If you could, that's fine, but he gets taken out too. But because of political reasons, you're not going to be able to get Vince McMahon or Linda McMahon in on this storyline. It's just not going to be possible. So you limit it to Shane, Triple H, and Stephanie. That's what I'm saying. You never really get their kids into it. So again, on the next Raw, actually, you know what? I'm going to cut that one short. Before this Raw ends, she's trying to go out by security to her vehicle. She goes out the car and kabam! A big iron post slams onto her vehicle. Painted on the end of the post, 2 down. We leave with Stephanie basically in tears because she's like, she almost got killed. Had she been in that vehicle, she would have been killed or severely injured. And also on the end of it is 2 down, see you next week. So now she knows it. Now, we as an audience know, okay, the person's coming. So, next Raw comes on. Now you got Stephanie, Triple H is back, and Shane McMahon is back. This kept happening in the first hour or the second hour. Actually, it's going to be best to do it for the third hour. we're going to leave the first 2 hours with mystery, with them both being there, and they're basically protecting Stephanie. And Stephanie finally gets a message through again with some more, a couple dozen roses, dead roses. See you in the ring. At the end of Raw. So you basically got a time frame. So Raw runs basically as normal. Then you see near the end of Raw, you got Stephanie, Shane, and Triple H are all back there, and of course, Shane and Triple H. And Shane's still been doing SmackDown when he can. On top of this, he may be injured, but he's still managing SmackDown along with Daniel Bryan when he can. So they're all there, and you got Triple H, you got Shane, and you got Stephanie. And now Stephanie, with her backup, being pretty bold, goes, "I'm not afraid of you! Come on out here!" Of course, Triple H, "Yeah, let's see you come out here. When you can't jump someone from behind, we're ready for you." To which again, lights go out. And they're out for a while. A good couple minutes, and they're trying to, again, they're like, "Well, okay, wait a minute, what's going on here? We can't get this thing. There's a problem with the power. We can't get it back on." And you know there's something too much going on. After a few minutes, the lights come back out. You got Shane and laid out again. Triple H has been laid out again. They're holding, and they're kind of jittering. Stephanie is down on the mat, and behind her, as she's getting up to crawl to see what's going on with her family, is a masked figure, a big, with a big overcoat, in black, and you can see that person's got a cattle prod, so that would explain why they got quickly taken out. And the person snaps that in there, and to which Stephanie turns around to look, and she backs up, You can hear me, "I'm so don't do that to me, don't do me." The stranger picks up the mic and looks straight right into Stephanie, as you see, and all of a sudden it rips off the mask. And who is it? Emma. That's right, Emma. Now, and you have it as Emma or Nia Jax, because they're going to be the ones who are going to get this is going to get a push. I would prefer to have it as Emma, because it would make more sense. You can even run this during her run when she returned, so that she's there now or whenever the story would happen. It doesn't matter. This makes it easy. To which Emma then goes to the mic and says, "I'm going to make you pay for what you and Creative did to me." And she waylays on Stephanie. She don't even use catapult. She just smacks her around, hits her, brings her, slams her some more. So Stephanie's going to get roughed up. And this makes Emma, and Triple H and Shane can't do nothing because they're out. It wasn't over there. They never help her because they can't. And then Stephanie gets well laid on, slammed around until she's unconscious. And then she finally grabs the cow prod and and then that puts Stephanie out, and then she holds up that cow prod. He's like, "You wanted me to change. I changed for you." Boom. And that ends the show. Now, it could be Nia Jax as well. It doesn't matter because she can get a push. And it also gets a part. Now, before you say anything about, well, it'd be easy to figure out it's women, I forgot to mention that she takes off the coat and they're in pads, so you'd never be able to tell if it's Nia Jax or Emma. That one, I apologize on that part. I forgot that part of the story. When they come out in pads to bulk up their character and they take off the coat. But the point of the fact is, they've now hunted down Stephanie McMahon. She's got a bit of her comeuppance, and so does her family. It also throws you a curve because most people probably wouldn't figure that one out. especially if Emma's already there. So, because these are people who would deny it. Which also leads up to Emma's storyline, which I will get to in another video, which I think they need to do with Emma. Now, whether or not, like I said, this puts Stephanie as a heel or a babyface, it's not going to matter. It will be up to the fans to decide. Afterwards, you still continue. That gets you about a month and a half worth of Raw, and then afterwards, the following Raw, it depends on the fan reaction. I would still continue the feud. You're going to have to continue the feud. But I would still say, now that you know who it is, the men ain't going to touch her because it's a female. It now relies on Stephanie. And it doesn't matter whether it's Emma or Nia Jax. When you get the Emma storyline, you're going to understand that there's nothing really Stephanie can do. You'll learn more on the storyline as it goes on. Which will change as the fans adapt to it. That's a good start of this and midway point for the storyline, and continue on. You can get that feud can last all the way up to the next pay-per-view. I would probably put it at one of the main four. I wouldn't put it at a WrestleMania. I would put it as a SummerSlam, Survivor Series, or Royal Rumble match between Stephanie and either Emma and Nia Jax to finish off the feud. Because that's where you're going to do it. Stephanie's about to get in the ring and put her body where her mouth is. And that will get a lot of people behind Emma or Nia Jax or Stephanie if they agree to a face turn on her. Which I think it should. Because she needs to be a face. She needs to get rid of that heel. But also will give Jax or Emma a boost in popularity and help build up the female roster to the next level, which it needs in Raw. So, what do you guys think? Like, comment, and subscribe down below. You guys take care, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.